You're dealing with a young person, they're trying to figure out what to do. What about IT?
They'll say, that's something that I always enjoyed in school. They're always successful when they don't have to do so many prerequisite courses.
High school is done, and maybe you're struggling with what's next. What should I do? College doesn't seem like a thing, and working part-time at the store, man, I can't do that for the rest of my life. So what am I gonna do? I kind of like computers, but is there a way to make a career out of that? Yes, there is. And on today's show, we're talking about Gen Z and IT careers after high school with a youth lead career navigator, Traci Wren-Ragsdale. Let's catch up on you. So can you tell us about your background and how you got to be a career lead navigator?
I was one of those kids that didn't know what I wanted to do when I got done with high school as well. And took me some time to figure it out. And I realized that I wanted to help. I always had the desire of wanting to help someone. And I began working in the youth department and it became my career. And I just really enjoy helping the youth find their career goal.
And doing that job means you're dealing with someone who really doesn't know which way to go sometimes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
How are they feeling at that point in their life? What are some of the emotions that are going through them as they try and make a big decision like their future?
So a lot of the emotions is that they just don't know. Some do know, but just don't know how to get started, what direction, what path to take, what training place to go to, or how to sign up, how to do financial aid, or, where to go as far as like IT, like where to begin. And of course, I would direct them to the place that is most that will help them, like New Horizons for sure. A lot of them, especially when it comes to IT, and a lot of them want something that's short, that's not so long nowadays. The kids don't want to be in school forever, especially with the prerequisites. They don't want to do all of that all the time. When you go to the technical colleges, you have to take all the prerequisite courses. And then a lot of them, they have the fear of failure, the fear of failure and having to repeat that class, but they know the work. They just want to dive right into doing what they are destined to do. So with that being said, I lead them to the training providers that can help them. So once they get there, they excel.
And that kind of training doesn't take forever, and you can become pretty darn proficient rather quickly in some of these programs. Let's start just how the conversation goes. You're dealing with a young person, they're trying to figure out what to do, and then you broach the topic of, well, what about IT? What is their initial reaction when you bring that up? Are they already thinking about that? Is that part of the culture, or is that something they're not really considering and you are the one that introduces it?
So they're considering it, but they don't know how to ask, So a lot of them, it's in the back of their head, but they don't know how to say they're interested in IT. And when I'll mention IT to them, they'll say, that's something that I always enjoyed in school. I always like working on computers. Do you have a training for IT? And I'm like, sure, we have IT training. And I'll tell them the different certifications that they can get, the CompTIA, and then how they can take those certifications if they desire, and then go on and further their education with those certifications. And they're like, yes, sign me up. And then what they love about it, like I reiterate again, is that they do not have to do all those prerequisites, So that's the biggest thing that they love about it. So, and they're always successful when they do join New Horizons and they don't have to do so many prerequisite courses.
So kids that are, 17, 18 to 21, 22, post high school, maybe not chosen their career yet. These are, natives, digital natives. They've been using computers ever since they were sitting in a restaurant on an iPad at 2 years old. Like they've known nothing other than computers this whole time, which makes me feel old, by the way, Traci. But is there a certain flavor of IT that appeals to them? I want to do web design. I want to do security. Is there anything that they are coming to you saying, oh, I've always wanted to do this kind of IT?
The biggest one that I have is graphic design and web developer. Yeah.
Let's hear some success stories. Have you talked to and advised any students that have gone on to be successful in an IT career after going through programs?
Yes. I've had one that did finish the program, and she is currently which is, I always love a woman, a strong, powerful woman there. She has gotten a really good job, and she's making really good money. She got her certifications, and she's taking care of her family, and she's very happy. She is so happy for what she gained through the program, and she continuously thanks us, and she's just happy that she took that path.
Let's go back to something that you mentioned, because I think it's important to hear. IT careers are not just for guys, right? Are you seeing women expressing interest in IT and then, as you just told the story, finding success after IT training?
Exactly. It's more, it's open, men and women. I like the fact that more women are starting to join that field, Come on, we need more women to IT field to come and be more web developers and be more into graphic design and, join into IT so it can be, evenly divided. I think that's amazing.
Absolutely. Let's put some framework around what it takes for someone who's asking questions about IT to actually get in to start doing the training. So if someone says, I'm thinking about taking some IT training because I think there might be a career for me there. Is it a long, difficult process to go from I'd like to do training to starting training? Can you just tell us what we could expect if we were curious about taking IT training?
No, it's not a long, difficult process. We would first have to make the individual eligible. Then they would have to do an enrollment process. We would make sure that they have a resume because you do need these things. We do an assessment, and then we'll get you guys get them started.
How about this? Last question for you then is, if someone's considering IT as their future career, what would your advice be? Is it something you would support? And what would you tell them if a student said, yeah, IT, I'm thinking about it?
I would definitely support that decision. And I would tell them that they're making a great decision and that that's the new uprising career, to run with it. I mean, technology is the way to go right now. And I would tell them that don't stop, continue your education with it.
Thanks for taking the time today. I really appreciate it.
Okay, no problem, Pat. I had a great time.
Hey, it's Pat Miller, the Idea Coach, here from the Interview Podcast. If you enjoyed this information and you want to watch more of the podcast or some other helpful videos like resume tips, interview best practices, and more career training info, you can get it on our website. And here's the best part. It's all free. Check out the website at careerdevelopmentsolutions.com/webinars. One more time, that's careerdevelopmentsolutions.com/webinars. See you there.